What's the status? Completed or not?
Yes, sir.
That is your sixth exercise or seventh exercise?
Sir, sixth.
Six, okay. So today we are going to discuss about school drawing. Okay. How school building only today class we are going to discuss. Okay. So can anybody tell what are the requirements for school building? For school drawing design, what are the basic necessity? What are the requirements?
So first is reception.
What?
Means like hall where parents come, or entrance reception hall.
Okay.
Then classrooms.
Classrooms, of course. Then
Staff room, teachers room.
Yes.
Office of principal, chairman, or director.
Mm.
Playgrounds.
Mm.
And
Laboratory.
Laboratory, okay.
Labs.
Yeah, labs already told.
Library, sir.
Yeah, like a small library you can incorporate, no problem. Yes.
Auditorium.
Auditorium, maybe. In every school's auditorium may not be there. Instead of that, maybe stages will be there. Yeah. Depending on the, you see, one more thing I want to say, whatever the design, whatever your requirements all are right only, but always your design based on their requirement and the space requirement also. Space is very much important. Anything else?
Playground.
Canteen.
Indoor playground.
Storage room.
Yeah, storeroom is there. Storeroom is important. Storeroom is important. Completed.
A nurse's room,
What?
like a medical room kind of thing.
Medical.
They usually have this.
No, I'm not getting you. What kind of room you are telling? Huh? So basically, bathroom. What?
Staff room.
Staff room already told. But amenity center no one told. Okay, the washrooms also important, but no one told that actually. But okay. Anyway, if you consider school building, if you design school building, the major consideration is classrooms only. The major part of the building will be classrooms, as you know that. Okay, those are the first priority, the classrooms. Then one more thing I want to discuss, in school building, especially the classroom design based on the capacity of the classroom. So how you design the capacity? How you design the capacity of classroom?
By number of students.
Number of students, number of students per classroom. Suppose you can design the classroom 50 students. Normally for schools we will prefer 50. Okay, in colleges and everywhere we will prefer 120 capacity. Nowadays we are increasing the capacity. But anyway, it as per the requirement only. As per the requirement, suppose if they will say that average capacity of 40 students or average capacity of 50 students or maximum. It is not average, maximum capacity. Okay, the maximum capacity, how many, accordingly you can design that classrooms. Okay, so that is first thing in school building, classrooms, and second is staff room. Okay, staff room, it depends actually. Suppose it depends on the classroom capacity. and it will decide by 1 or 2, maximum 1 or 2 staff rooms. Okay. Then laboratory. Laboratory also, if you are considered, because in school building also there are different category there. Primary school category there, upper primary school category there, high school category there, higher secondary category there. So depending on the nature of the school type also, the laboratory facility may vary. And here for upper primary onwards, laboratory facility will start actually. Okay, upper primary onwards, high school onwards. Okay, so that is one thing, laboratory. Then storeroom. Storeroom is compulsory. Okay, storeroom is compulsory in any school building. Then office room. So normally, if you consider school, office room there attached with office room, adjacent to office room, that head office is there. But for example, normally in school we will say that head officer may be headmaster. Otherwise, you can say in higher secondary school, you can say that head officer may be principal, like that you can say. Okay, so adjacent to office, headmaster room will be there. Then amenities. Amenities you need to provide according to the capacity. Okay, so how many amenities you need to provide, and what type of toilet system you need to provide. Okay, there also the classification there, gents and ladies. In that way, you need to classify also the amenities, facilities in that particular. Then finally stage actually. There are two options are there, auditorium or maybe stage facility. So normally in schools you can see auditorium is very limited cases, but it always depends on the their requirement actually, auditorium. Some schools may prefer auditorium, some schools may not. It always depending on their requirement. Okay, if they require, you need to plan it. If they are not requiring, you don't need to plan. One thing, one stage, open stage or maybe auditorium. That is also one part of that. Okay. Then playground facility, depending on that total area, accordingly you can design that how much area you can contribute to the playground, like that you can design. So these are the major components of school building. Then one more thing I want to say, in school building actually you can see, in order to in order to how you can utilize the space maximum, so we will go for the vertical plan actually, vertical growth actually. Maybe suppose if you are telling 16 rooms means we will construct 4 rooms, 4 rooms, 4 rooms. That way you can construct actually. Vertical way you can construct the building in order to optimize the space requirement. So that also you need to consider, because in school building basically what they will give is that capacity, the total area they will give. Okay, the total area, because for example they will give that area, the area may be 50 into 50 square meter. Suppose I am giving my my area is 50 into 50 square meter. In that 50 into 50 square meter, they will give the list what they require. For example, the main requirement, the classrooms only. So based on the site area and based on that site area and based on that requirements, you need to plan accordingly and you need to optimize the space actually. So school design very tricky, because I am giving 100 into 50 meter rectangular plot. You are not supposed to construct everywhere. You need stage space, you need ground space. Accordingly, you need to construct the building in such a way that how you can optimize the building and you can make utilize land for other purposes. Okay, for gardening purposes or playground purposes or other kind of things actually. So in such a way that you need to design school building. So basically, suppose I am giving one rectangular plot 100 meter into 50 meter. So normally that customer basic requirement should be based on that their requirement. For example, they have the maximum capacity of 500 students. So if they are telling they have the maximum capacity of 500 students and maximum capacity of each class is 50. So you can say that 50 students are there, 50 students per class, total capacity 500 means you can say that there may be maximum of 10 classes. Okay, so in that 10 classes, how you can arrange 40 students? Okay, how you can arrange 40 students? What area you need to require? That is the first thing you need to allocate. Okay, the classroom allocation. And second thing is laboratory. So how you are going to laboratory? But school, you know that laboratory importance is there, but not much as compared to. Okay, but anyway, there is one common laboratory may be there. It may be some lab of, it's a combo of all labs, maybe physics, chemistry, or something like that. That is only after upper primary school. In primary schools, there is no necessity for lab and everything, but upper primary or high school onwards, it's necessary. So their spacing also important. Okay. So normally it may vary. Okay, depending on the space and their utility, the laboratory spaces may vary between 50 to 100 meters square. Then library. In schools, library importance there, but normally in school library we will provide very limited space only. Maximum 80 to 100 meters square only we will provide. It's not like a college library. You know that. So there also the space limitation there. In such a way we need to design. Now one more thing, it all depends on their requirement. That requirement may vary. Okay. Then storeroom is compulsory. It approximately 20 to 30 square meter may be there. Then office room also there. Office room maximum 3-4 people only work there. So maximum 20 meter square capacity is enough. Then headmaster's room or principal room there. That also 20 meter square is enough. 20-25 square meter is enough. Then normally in office room and headmaster's room normally one toilet facility also provide actually. The toilet facility you can assume it's nearly 8 meter square is enough. 8 or 2 meter into 3.5 is enough. Okay. Then entrance hall come waiting. That is reception area. That is also one building part actually. Normally in every schools in every school it may not be there, but normally if they require we need to provide entrance hall come waiting room. That is depends on that you can make it 30 meter square or up to 50 meter squares also you can provide. The staff rooms. So staff room always depending on the number of classes or number of teachers. So in that particular school there 500 students are there, 8 classes are there, 8 classrooms are there. There may be the number of teachers vary, maybe 5 teachers, maybe 10 teachers, we don't know. So as their requirement maximum 10 teacher means accordingly you need to design that room. Because in schools we will provide staff room only. Okay, so how you can arrange the classroom in such a way that 8 teachers need to sit there. Okay, so that is also normally 30 meter square is enough. If the number of heads are increasing, accordingly you can increase the area. Then what to say that amenities facilities that are also there. Then parking space if possible we can provide. Okay, parking facilities and stage or auditorium. Normally, most of the schools there may be open stage only. Open stage is only for assembly or some meetings or something like that. They will provide some open stage in front of that. Okay. These are the basic building parts in school. But one important thing you need to know. Suppose as a customer, if I am giving my requirement, how you need to build it actually. Okay, because it's a kind of institutional building or educational building. Here our requirement is different. Okay, it's not like a residential building. Okay, it's not like a residential building. That's why that room capacity. Always you need to design the room capacity based on the number of people inside it, especially for classrooms. Okay, for classroom suppose 40 students or 50 students capacity means in such a way that you need to arrange that the room capacity. Okay, so normally for 40 or 50 students capacity, normally we will provide a 50 meter square area. Okay, in order to Then one more thing you need to know, in this case, in school building and everything, you need to show the details also. Suppose if you are arranging amenities in plan, you can't show. You can show only toilet. But inside you know that washroom may be there, and individual toilets may be there, urinals may be there. So that is called details actually. In separate you need to show the details drawing also. What is the wash basins arrangement, how it comes. Okay, so all the things also you can show. Then in addition to that, classroom details also you need to show. Classroom details, how you need to show means the seating capacity, how you can arrange the blackboard position where it comes. Okay, so in between the seats, is there access? Okay, is there any accessibility to move down? So all the things and the spacing between two seats, all the things we need to show. Okay, so in addition to that, you need to project the details also, details of classroom and details of amenities, details of staff room also. If 10 teachers are there, how they allocate actually, how the sitting capacity inside that particular room, that also you need to detail it actually. Okay, so these are the things you need to know when you start drawing about the school building. Okay, then one more thing, you know, if I am giving one site plot area means how you can optimize the things, that is very important. Suppose if there are 10 classes means don't go for 10 classes in ground floor. You can make it in upper floor also. Normally in schools, how they are optimizing the space, you know that. Okay, how you can make it in 2-storied or 3-storied cases, classrooms, you can arrange in such a way that we can save the spaces actually in that case. Okay, so these all things you need to understand, and based on the number of students per class, accordingly you have to arrange the class sizes. So now I will show one example. Okay, one example of plan, section, elevation. Here also plan based on the requirement, as I said. Then section and elevation are same. Based if you are completed your plan, section elevation is as already done for other buildings. The same way only you can complete it. The major criteria is how you are going to design that particular building based on the requirement and based on the utility. How you are going to optimize the space based on the utility in this particular case. So that is a major primary concern in this kind of drawings, because it's a kind of institutional building. Then one more thing is room height actually. Normally in residential building, normally we will provide 3 meter or 2.75 to 3 meter. But in case of if you go for institutional or commercial building, the height little more we need. Okay, normally we will go beyond 3 meter, 3 meter or 3.5 meter. Okay, some days we will go up to 4 meter also. Okay, so that you need to take care actually. Okay, the building height also. In case of institutional or commercial buildings, the building height is not similar as compared to residential building. So I will share one example, so you will get an idea. Okay. So here in this figure you can see, I hope it is visible. So it's a normal school building of capacity of 10 classes. Here you can see the basic requirement is 10 classes actually. Okay, the basic requirement in this plan you can see 10 classes, then office building there, headmaster room there, then staff room there, laboratory there, stores there. Okay, so these are the basic requirement in this building, and in this here you can see that how they are arranged the building in such a way that in order to satisfy all criteria. Okay, So for classes upstairs only, then in addition to that, you can say that in left corner, here you can see access of stairs, okay, access of stairs, and stage arrangement, and this it shows the details of classroom actually. So details of classroom means, suppose here 45 seats capacity is showing. So how you can arrange 45 seats capacity in such a way that how the orientation will come out, and what is the accessibility, okay, what is the spacing in between the seating arrangements, that also showing here. Here also the toilet arrangement, you can see the toilet arrangement here. In the toilet arrangement, because it's a kind of public utility toilet, it's not residential, not like that. So in that, how you can arrange the wash basins here, and accordingly how you can arrange different bathrooms actually, okay. So accordingly you need to design the size actually, how much size of toilet you need to incorporate in order to fulfill all this requirement, okay. Then one thing I missed is the provision of veranda. Provision of veranda is very much important, because for easy movement of, okay, easy movement of people, this provision of verandas is normally it will be there, okay. So that also you can provide maximum up to 1 to 1.5 meter. Normally we will provide 1 to 1.5 meter spacing distance, veranda distance in between, okay. So that also you need to keep in mind, okay. Then this classroom arrangement, it's a kind of long, okay, long building actually. That's why the provision of what to say, columns also you need to keep in mind actually, how you need to arrange the columns in such a way that to support that particular what to say, the slab and beam, okay. So this is one example I am showing just for a reference only. So how it will comes, and how you can make it arrangement in proper way, okay. Because in plan you can show only that ground floor, but in elevation you can see that what are the upper stores there. They have arranged in such a way that in order to satisfy the requirement, okay. So this is very much important, the front elevation. So suppose if they are telling for classroom numbers, you can make it proper, okay. So the front elevation will help to analyze actually how the plan will execute, okay, in real. Here you can see the classroom size is nearly 50 meters square. For 45 students capacity, the classroom size is nearly 50 meters square. You can see the dimension there. 3.6 plus 3.6, it's nearly 7.2 into 7.2. So that is the classroom size actually. Laboratory size is 20. 7.2 into 20 meter. 20 or 19 meter, that is laboratory size. Toilet size is it's nearly 7.2 into 3.6 meter. So the dimensions may vary, okay. I'm not telling fixed dimensions, but accordingly you need to design, okay. Because school buildings or any kind of commercial buildings, that public utility building, the number of persons who need to utilize that particular space, based on that you need to design that actually. So that's very important. And one more thing in this, especially for school buildings, suppose in classes, you need the details of classroom you need to show actually. Because whether you are, you can see here the 7.2 into 7.2 is the capacity. Whether the 7.2 into 7.2 capacity 45 seats is fitting or not, that's very important. Okay, incorporating that access to that okay, lecture and all the things. So these are the basic information regarding this school building drawing. Okay. So based on this, you need to do the exercise. So your exercise is here. This is your exercise. Drawing for upper primary school. I will read the question. A private educational trust wishes to construct a high school in Kannur city. To start with, it will be small one, but it will be expanded in due course. The site is flat and rectangular, 100 meter into 60 meter. The longer side of the site abuts a 12 meter wide road on the east. The school has to be designed so as to have both the grounds and first floors. The requirement are as follows: 8 classrooms for 40 students each. So they are telling 40 square meter each to cater up to UP level. So classroom size so they already given. One laboratory they are telling 60 square meter size. Library cum multi-purpose room 80 square meter. Storeroom they are telling 20 square meter. Office they are telling 20. Headmaster's room 15. Attached toilet to that headmaster's room 5 square meter. Entrance that is reception 30 square meter. Staff room for 8 teachers 30 square meter. Gents staff toilet and ladies staff toilet, that is separate, okay, separate. That is 5 square meter. So toilet for boys and girls, that also separate only, that you can assume suitably based on the capacity and parking space. So these are the basic requirement. 2-story building, as the question says that it will ground and first floor also will accommodate. And you need to provide the site plan. The scale you can change, okay. The scale is now you can take your own scale, no problem. Then ground and first floor plans section, that's your wish only. Then elevation and detail of the staircase. So these are the thing you need to do. So this is your exercise number 7. So first what you need to do is you need to draw the line sketch. So after fitting the line sketch only you can draw your drawing, okay. Then only you can go for drawing. First you will draw the line sketch that will fulfill whatever the requirement they are saying, okay. Accordingly you can go for the plan. You can draw the plan and section elevation. Okay. So you can copy the question. So anybody have any doubt in between, you can ask me. The first step is, I already given one example also. Based on the example and based on that your ideas, you need to make the line plan. Line plan should satisfy whatever the requirements given in the question. After fulfilling that, you have the site line sketch. You can go for the plan section elevation. Okay. The total plot area already given. So because accordingly you need to do all the things. 100 meter into 60 meter is the total plot area. Okay. So if you get the idea and if you have no doubts, means you can start drawing your line sketch first. Okay. In between you have any doubts or any clarification, I'll do. I hope you understand.
So submission by
Submission, how long you need? Line sketch you need to show today itself. Submission you can make it next year. That I will give time. But line sketch I need today.